Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel for today's video, which is going to be a little bit different to the usual types of video I'll cover here on my channel. It is though still 100% relevant for photographers. Today I want to talk about one of the fastest growing crazes of 2021 and certainly a focus area for those entrepreneurial ones amongst us in 2022, and that is of course NFTs. If you're new to NFTs or don't know what I'm talking about or don't really have an interest with them, just stick with me, because I think even if you're not going to be selling NFTs and you don't want to buy any NFTs, if you're a photographer, knowing where they are and how to look at what's already out there is at least still very helpful indeed. It's still worthwhile being aware of what they are and where you can find them in terms of the marketplaces in which they're sold. As a photographer, we know, every single one of us knows, your work has been taken without permission at some point, be it on social media. Newspapers have done it to a lot of guys I know as well. Our work is taken, it's used, it's repurposed, it's edited. As soon as you put it in the public domain, digitally at least, you can expect it to go just about everywhere. Theoretically, as far as I know, for example, someone could be using one of my photos as an NFT right now and have sold it and made money on my photo without me even knowing. So as photographers, I think it's really useful that we know what an NFT is and where we can go about finding them in the marketplace. Okay, so with all that in mind, let's jump in and first of all try and get our heads around exactly what an NFT is. So if you type into Google what is an NFT, or you ask someone who's in a technology and crypto what an NFT is, the term they're likely to reply to with is it is a non-fungible token. What on earth is a non-fungible token, I hear you ask? To try and explain it in its simplest terms, a non-fungible token is a piece of digital data. They're one-of-a-kind digital assets that cannot be replaced, cannot be edited, cannot be changed. They're registered and stored on a database. Okay, now this database is known as blockchain. Blockchain is probably a term you might have heard of or read if you're into reading crypto or tech or business magazines and listening to podcasts and videos and whatever else. Now this piece of data, this digital data, can be, in theory, anything. It can be an image, it can be an animation, it can be a drawing, it can be a piece of art, and it can be many other things beyond that. Images as NFTs have become big business and highly sought after in the last 6 to 12 months. Artists such as Damien Hirst have jumped on the NFT bandwagon and created some NFTs that has generated not only a huge amount of interest, but a huge amount of revenue as well. Some of them selling for at least a couple of $1,000s each, and then the secondary marketplace, when people resell them, the cost gets even higher. So there's a definite marketplace for images and artwork as NFTs. Now you'll probably have seen it on Instagram, photographers selling sets of NFTs, which is a collection of their images. That is because each image can only be sold digitally once. There is only one digital owner, and that image can't be changed, it cannot be reproduced, it cannot be edited. It can be resold on, so the person who buys it from you or from the marketplace initially could sell this on to another person who then resells and then resells and then that resells. And that is where a lot of the hype around NFTs is coming from, because there's such potential in that resale on, and how you as the initial creator can get a royalty every time that piece of artwork is sold on. Okay, hope you're still with me. So to be incredibly simplistic about this, when we talk about selling photo NFTs or photographs as NFTs, as photographers, we're essentially talking about the process of selling a digital version of a photo, so in essence, a JPEG. Now that database I mentioned earlier, the blockchain, whoever buys that digital asset, that JPEG, if you like, from you, from the marketplace, they become the legally registered and recognized owner of that digital piece of art. Now there are lots of marketplaces where NFTs can be bought and sold. The most common being websites such as OpenSea, which you may have heard of Nifty Gateway, of Rarible, of Binance, and quite a load of others. Now a lot of these marketplaces are quite well curated in that you have to be invited to be able to sell your NFTs on there. Some of them one artist can have one invite, or one photographer can invite one person that they trust to upload and sell NFTs on the website. OpenSea is probably the most popular, the most well known, and anyone can sign up. So I could sign up right now, go to OpenSea and sign up ready to sell NFTs on there. There is no invite mechanism, there is no referral. You just crack on and get selling. So that's what an NFT is. It's a digital asset of which there can only be one, and by uploading it to a marketplace, you're allowing someone to become the digital owner of that NFT, of that asset. So how do we go about selling an NFT as a photographer? I'm going to try and cut it down into a few simple steps. Now, step one is, of course, to create your images, to take those photos or photo that you want to sell as NFTs. And these are often done in sets, and they are done around certain themes or styles in each set, so that it kind of corresponds and creates interest in that set. Important thing to note here, try and make the appeal of your NFT, of your photo, the subject of your photo, try and create something that's got as broad appeal as possible. Don't forget, this is a global marketplace. There's a lot of demand in certain parts of the world for NFTs and photos and artwork as NFTs. So try and think bigger and broader, or something that's just really interesting, really nicely done, or it can somehow be formed into something more collectible further down the line. When we talk about broad, let's think of the opposite of that. If you were thinking of going quite niche, and there's nothing to say that you can't do that. To pick a really random and quite weird example, let's say I live in a road which has got 100 houses on, and I think I'm going to take a photo of each front door along that road, so 100 photos of front doors. Now, of those 100 people, how many of those are purchasing NFTs? Probably only a handful at very best. No one outside of that road is likely to ever want to buy those NFTs either, because they've got no interest in that road unless they've got a particular liking for front doors. So what you're going to need to do is think a little bit bigger than that, and think what is got a big enough interest, big enough appeal, broad enough appeal to really get more people engaged and wanting to look and hopefully buy your NFTs. Okay, step two, and I apologise right away because this is where it's going to become a little bit complicated and wordy. But actually, if we take a moment to really look at it, it's not that complicated at all. There's a lot of phrases here you've probably heard of before. First one is cryptocurrency, or crypto for short. And you'll almost certainly have heard of this expression or this word over the last couple of years as it's come to the fore. The most popular or well-known cryptocurrency is probably Bitcoin. And all we mean by the term cryptocurrency is that it's a digital currency that is decentralized, therefore is not controlled by a bank or a government in a way that traditional currencies would be. So as I said, Bitcoin is probably the most well known. There's a ton of others. The other one you're going to need to become familiar with for the sake of NFTs is Ethereum. This is used for creating, buying and selling NFTs, among other things. Now, NFTs are created and recorded on the Ethereum network, hence why that currency is used. The next phrase you need to know is cryptocurrency exchange, and this is because this is where you are going to go to get your cryptocurrency, your Ethereum. So, best way to think of this is it's the same as your travel money bureau when you're going on holiday and you want to change your British pounds into US dollars, or US dollars into euros, or whatever it may be. It is your bureau exchange. You pay your money and you exchange that money into a cryptocurrency, and in this instance we need to convert it into Ethereum, because as I just said, Ethereum is the digital currency that is used for NFTs. One last note on this, just like when you get your travel money, you will be charged an exchange rate for converting your traditional currency into cryptocurrency, so that's something to bear in mind at this point as well. So once you've bought your cryptocurrency, you're going to need somewhere to put it, and this is called a cryptocurrency wallet. Now, I've spoken to friends who are in the market for NFTs as purchasers or buyers, and I've read up online. The most popular cryptocurrency wallet I can find seems to be MetaMask. Now, MetaMask also has a browser extension and an app as well, both of which make it super easy to pay for things using cryptocurrency when you're on websites that offer that as a payment option. Now, very important thing to note with MetaMask, and I think with all other cryptocurrency wallets out there, is that when you sign up to create your account, you're going to create your username and password, and then you're going to be given a special token or phrase. It could be called a secret backup phrase. It's like a seed phrase, a collection of random words that platform gives to you utterly randomly. And you've got to memorize these in the correct order, because if you ever forget your password, there is no other way of requesting your password to get back into your cryptocurrency wallet. That money will forevermore be stuck in your account if you cannot log into it. So whatever you do, you need to remember these phrases and these words, and in the correct order, as I said. So write them down or print them out, pop them in your safe, or put them wherever you'd usually put your secret passwords and your bills or whatever else you need to squirrel away, where you know where they always are, but they're safe and secure and won't be lost, because it is so important that you don't lose it. Okay, next step is for us to connect our currency exchange account. So a website such as Coinbase, which I've linked to in the description below. This again is one of the most popular and biggest that you can find online, which allows you to go and purchase cryptocurrency. Now, once you've got the cryptocurrency, you need to put it in your wallet, as we've covered, so you need to connect those two accounts. Now, each kind of platform you use will give you instructions for how to do this. It can be a little bit fiddly sometimes, but by and large, it's a fairly simple process. So connect your exchange account with your cryptocurrency wallet so that you're in a position to be able to spend money from your wallet. Okay, next step is going to be to mint your NFT. Now, this is another phrase you might not be familiar with, but again, if we break it down into its simplest terms, the simplest definition, what we essentially mean by minting your NFT is to simply upload it. So what actually happens is your digital art becomes part of the Ethereum blockchain. Don't forget, Ethereum is the cryptocurrency network that we mentioned before. And that blockchain, that database, it's a public ledger that renders that artwork, that JPEG, if you like, unchangeable, tamper-proof, etc. It's similar to the way in which coins are minted and added into circulation. Now at this stage, you pick out your artwork, you give it a title and a description, and you make sure you get this right, because important to note, once minted, you cannot simply edit the piece. Don't forget, as I've just said, it is tamper-proof. You can't edit it, you can't change it. So even though it's your NFT, your artwork, once that is uploaded, you cannot change it. So checking for spelling errors, mistakes, whatever. You once minted, you cannot change it. So check all that ahead of time. And if you notice a mistake once it's been minted, then the only thing you can do is actually to delete it. And this is a process called burning. And that's going to cost you money, by the way, which we'll come to in a minute. So definitely double check your work before you mint it, and make sure the edit, the description and the titles are as you need them to be. When you upload the NFT, you are also going to be asked to sign it, much in the same way you would sign a physical piece of art or a print of one of your photographs when you print it out. This authenticates that NFT as being yours and created by you. At this stage, we're going to have to spend money. So when in the last couple of steps, when we're at the Coinbase exchange and we got our cryptocurrency and we put it in our wallet, it's at this point we need to spend some of that cryptocurrency to mint your piece. So you're going to have to pay to mint your work. This is referred to as a gas fee, okay? And essentially all that means is you're paying the people who mint the NFT to do that piece of work. Now, I can't sit here, unfortunately, and tell you how much the gas fees are to mint your NFT, and that's because it's all based on supply and demand based on resource. So depending on the amount of resource available at any given time in order for your NFT to be minted, that will have an impact on how much you pay. So check at different times of day and night and different days of the week, etc., to see when the prices are most favorable for you. There are some platforms out there, by the way, when you upload your NFT, when you mint your NFT, you do have an option to select the highest amount you want to pay for those gas fees. And what it'll do is it'll stay sat there waiting until the gas fee drops to an acceptable level before minting your NFT. And that's it. Your NFT is now minted. So if we recap the steps we've taken so far, we've purchased some cryptocurrency, some Ethereum. We've added that Ethereum into our wallet, and then we've paid our gas fee to mint our NFT, to mint our JPEG, if you like. So what's next? Next is you trying to sell this thing. How do you get it out there so you can sell your NFT? So listing your NFT for sale on NFT Marketplace is what makes it available for people to purchase, right? Now what you need to do is you need to do a little bit of research on what marketplace is best for you. If you're just desperate to just get out there and get started, then something like OpenSea, as I said earlier, doesn't have any kind of entry requirements, and you can jump on there and start selling pretty much immediately. So definitely do your research as to where you think your photo, might be down to subject or the community related to it, where is the best marketplace for you to sell your piece of work. And I've put a few other marketplaces I've found in the description below. None of them, and none of the links or products, websites I've mentioned in this video, none of them are endorsements. So let me make that clear. Go and do your research as well and make your own decisions on what is best for you and your NFT. So when you upload your NFT onto a marketplace and list it as for sale, what you're going to need to do at that point is also add the details of your auction. It could be a duration, how long that auction will run for. And you'll also need to put a reserve price on if you've got a reserve price in mind. Also at this step, you give a percentage of what royalties you want to take from future sales. So if your NFT sells and then the person who buys it decides in a few months' time to sell it on again, you'll get a percentage of that sale fee. So 10%, for example. And every time that person sells on and that NFT is sold from one person to the next, from one person to the next, forevermore, you will always get 10% of whatever that fee is. So one final hurdle here is once again that gas fee. We've got a second gas fee to pay, and that is to the marketplace on which you are going to list your piece of artwork, your photo, your NFT. One other thing to check, by the way, is someone told me this week that some marketplaces will charge you an initial gas fee, so that second gas fee for listing your NFT on the marketplace. Some will charge you that every time, others will only charge you it the first time. So that is something else to bear in mind when you're doing your research around which marketplace to use. Now, I've not yet gone down the road of creating an NFT. I'm close to doing so, but still making up my mind as to the details of what my photos will be and what I am going to mint as an NFT. However, from speaking to people who have bought and purchased NFTs recently, gas fees seem to be at the moment, so January 2022, best price of around 60 to 70 pounds, but the higher end of that can be a couple of hundred at least. So timing is everything when we talk about the gas fees, and maybe setting those limits in place so that you don't end up having to pay an absolute fortune to get up and running. So I hope I've done, in a nutshell, a large nutshell, a half decent job of explaining what an NFT is and how us as photographers can go about creating an NFT from one of our photos or a set of our photos, changing them into NFTs that we can sell in an online marketplace. That's all for now. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Please, if you have liked the video, I'd love you to subscribe and join me for my more frequent videos on the channel as well, mostly around sports photography and in the next few months more broadly around other photography subjects. So until the next time, thanks for watching, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next video.